number one fan. I'm your number one fan. Gotta understand, I got a plan. Go for what you want, might be what you thought. You gotta take that chance. Gotta understand, I'm your number one fan. Number one fan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great edition here on KSN Podcast. It's Kurt Social Network, and I'm your host, Kurt the Magnificent. Tonight, we got a guest coming on. He's a recurring guest. That's family. He's coming back, and we're going to talk about the Knicks here on episode 21. I can't wait to start it out. All right. Let's just give a hand for him real quick, get right into it. Let's get it up for my family. Suttles, Jake Suttles, let's go.
Here we go.
Yes.
It.
Yes. You see, I got mine on, baby. You know, I got mine on.
Oh, you already know what we talking about. We already know what we talking about.
These Knicks, baby. These good old Knicks.
Oh,
Man, we haven't talked, what was it, since the semifinals, I think? Or right before the conference finals?
Yep.
Yeah. And now look at it, man. We back in the finals. We have been here since we were youngins, man. Since we were kids. Since we was like a middle school, right there.
It was and it was so crazy because it was just so surreal. Like the excitement was there, but it was just so surreal that it actually happened because all throughout these last 27 years, it's always been something. Something always ends up happening in the middle of the season. Something always happens to the Knicks. And finally, when that buzzard sound, it just felt so surreal, man. I was so happy, so ecstatic. The next day at work, I'm blasting New York music all throughout my route. It did not matter. I was on cloud nine, man.
Yeah, I think everybody was, man. Everybody in New York, the tri-state, shoot, probably half the nation, Knicks fans, man, was just happy because, you want to see the Knicks, get this chance. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think they can win it. It's just the way they got to work it. I think they can win it. And right now, as we're looking at the other section, the score of the West, San Antonio right now is up 42-29 over the Thunder in Game 6. And Thunder have that 3-2 lead. So, if Spurs win, go to Game 7 to OKC, and we'll see how that play out. And that's who the Knicks will play. Or if OKC can finish it out tonight, then it's OKC. But the Knicks will have to start out away, John. So talk about that prediction or preview of what you think.
I actually like that they are going to start on the road because they've been extremely good on the road, and they have been the team just has been connecting on a different level. Like this is legitimately the best team that I have seen in my days. Of how connected they are, the way that the ball is moving, how easily it is to score, the communication on defense. This is the best team that I have seen, and I've seen a lot of bad basketball from the New York Knicks. I've also seen some good, but I say that this is the best. But for the preview going into the finals, it doesn't really matter who they play, the Thunder or the Spurs. It's just going to have to be the little bit of matchups on both ends. But at the end of the day, Game 1, being on the road, I believe that the Knicks will be able to calm the crowd down, take them out of it, and then go ahead and take it from there. Because if they do come out starting slow, the way that they did against the Cavs, if you give up a game, it's fine. You was already expected to lose that game on the road anyway. But I do believe that they will go into that first game and they will be searching for blood.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think the Knicks will they should come out, especially a lot better than what they did in that first game of the conference finals against the Cavs. Because if they do, like you said, go back into what they did, OKC ain't gonna allow that. How they let the Knicks come back? They're not gonna do that. That ain't gonna happen, especially not in OKC.
Well, but that's the thing too. And this team, because this is basically the same team from last year. So the problem that the Thunder and the Spurs are going to have with the Knicks is that they're going to have to finish the game. Like they're going to have to run through the finish line, not to it, because this team has proven on multiple occasions that a 20-point deficit, no matter how far in the fourth quarter you are in the second half, whatever, it is not safe. They did it twice to Boston, and people also forget in the first round last year against Detroit, they came back from 18 down and won that game. They also did it to the Pacers when the Pacers was trying to go up 3-0 on them in Indiana. And then, of course, this past one that just happened with the Cavs. So this team is never out of it. And the Thunder and the Spurs are going to have a problem because they're going to have to run through the finish line opposed to just sitting back and relaxing.
Okay, I like that. Great opinion. Great thought on that. So we talked about if it's a Thunder, First off, who would you want to play if you as a Knicks fan, who would you rather play, the Thunder or the Spurs for the Knicks?
Okay, so I have two opinions on that one.
Okay.
All right. So as a basketball fan and as a Knicks fan. So as a Knicks fan, I do want to play the Thunder. And I want to play the Thunder because, for one, the story, and two, to shut everybody up. Because the story is that the East was very weak, and that's why the Knicks are doing what they did. This is NBA history that they have made, and they have been on a crazy run in these last 11 games. It's not the fact that that the East is that bad. The Knicks are just a YouTube tutorial. It's a 5-minute tutorial, but it'll take you about 3 hours to do because it's a lot harder than what you think it is. The East was good, and each and every point they were saying, hey, the Knicks may lose to the Hawks. They may lose to the Sixers. They may lose to the Cavs, but they just obliterated them. And I want to see them go up against the Thunder, go up against Shea Butter, go ahead and take the champs out, legitimize it, and just be the most dominant run. Now, as a basketball fan, I would rather see them play the Spurs. And I would rather see them play the Spurs because it would be a better eye catch to actually see the Spurs and the Knicks go at it, two physical teams, and just letting it be played. Because we all know if they play OKC, they're going to be playing OKC / the refs against the Knicks, and that's where the difficulty is definitely going to come.
Yeah, definitely. If it's OKC, the refs is going to be it. So it's really more 7 or 8 on 5 when you have that. And I know, especially those first 2 games in OKC, Knicks got to play almost perfect, to be honest with you, to get out of there at least with a split. You want to at least get a split. You don't want to get 0-2 out of there. I mean, if you can get 2 games, be great. But at least if you get one of those, be fine. And you go to the Garden, you have that home court advantage on your side to get those 2 at the Garden. So I think, like you said, as a Knicks fan, you do want that. But as a basketball fan, the Spurs, of course. And I just think the Knicks, to me, I will say this. The Knicks can beat the Spurs. I think they know how to beat the Spurs. They've done it through the playing in the Cup when they beat them in the Cup this year, the NBA Cup, and they also have a defensive identity on how to figure out and contain Wemby. You probably can't stop him. You're not probably going to stop him. You can try to slow him down the best you can, but at least contain him to not, either you let him get his and everybody else don't, or you contain him and slow him down and not get 30 or 40, and then you just go from there. But at the same time, Knicks got to be able to stay hot and shooting like they've been doing through these past 3 rounds.
Absolutely. And the thing is, see, with the hot shooting, they said that from the first round that it wasn't going to last. They kept saying, oh, no, it's not going to last. They can never shoot like this again. It's the way that they're moving the ball, and they're getting wide open shots. So it's not like these are NBA players.
Mhm.
They're hitting wide open shots, and it's not because the defense is really lazy. No, the ball movement is very crisp. The way that they are penetrating and kicking out, everybody is open. Everybody's touching the ball, so they're gonna get those shots. Now, of course, the Spurs and the Thunder defense is a lot better, but this is the biggest key, and nobody's really talking about it. It's hard to play defense with a system that you have not seen anybody crack the code to yet. So usually, however they play, they would look at film from the playoffs, and then they'll look at film from the regular season, see who stopped them, and then try to implicate that with your guys. The problem is for the Spurs and the Thunder is that the Knicks started playing like this in the playoffs, and they haven't lost since then. So you don't have no film on who actually done something to stop them. You may have people, but the strategy, the rotations, everything is going to be entirely different, which you haven't had a plan or any team to go off of and say, hey, like for example, hey, the Boston Celtics held them down to 72 points. We need to replicate that. How can we do that? They haven't had that because they've been on an 11-game heater, and the closest team to beating them or staying within striking distance was the Sixers, and that was game 2 when they was just running up and down, and the Knicks was also off on that game.
Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah. I think, like you said, can the Thunder or the Spurs, probably figure out a way to crack it down and slow the Knicks offense down, or you can't, and they just gonna have to play exceptional like the Knicks are. And I'm telling you right now, the way the Knicks are rolling, if they playing like this going to the finals, you definitely know another blowout's coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this Knicks team is different from past teams overall because we've lived through every single time the Knicks are up by like 15 or something. We have to keep the game on because they'll find a way to lose. They always find a way to lose. This Knicks team is straight killers. They are ready to stomp on your throat when you're down. They're going to kick you while you're down, and they're going to keep on scoring, and they do not care. And that's the kind of mentality that they need to win the finals.
Definitely. I agree. I can't wait for the finals to come on and come out. That starts on Wednesday, June 3rd, Wednesday. Can't wait for that to come on and get it going game 1.
Yep.
So now let's talk about the Knicks real quick, just the roster, going up through down, starting with Jalen Brunson. All right. He was clutch player of the year last year. Definitely, I think he's second team All NBA this season. And I definitely hope he was in the MVP conversation of some votes in there. I know he wasn't going to win it, but the way he played and the way he led this Knicks team, I think he definitely should be right there in the top 5 of the voting.
Yeah, they're never gonna give out the votes or anything for Jalen Brunson as an MVP. The only way that he's gonna get some votes is if the Knicks are the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, and he's the one that's engineering it. But we all know what Brunson is. He's a superstar. We all know this dude is clutch. He's the engine that makes everything run. He's the selfless leader who you can see on the post game. You can see in every way, shape, or form. He is all about the team. Now it's coming back. Remember, he didn't. He went and signed that extension to keep everything safe, and when he could have waited another year and got $110 million more. So this dude has said, yo, I'm here to win. And as a Villanova fan, I see this is the kind of attitude that he brought to the Villanova Wildcats, and that helped them win 2 national championships. So that's why I was ecstatic when we first got him. Now, I'm not going to say I did not see him beat this. Nobody seen him beat this. But at the end of the day, they got the right guys around him. Bridges and Toby Hart to cover him defensively, Everybody knows their role. Cat came in. He had a little, hiccups and stuff there. But ever since they've started switching it and going through Cat, this team has been unstoppable, man.
Definitely. You started by Cat Carthy Towns. Definitely has figured out this offense and found his role. It took about to the last maybe 5 games before the season end. And a matter of fact, it was the Atlanta game the week before the season end. And you saw something. And then you saw it throughout the playoffs, especially in that game 4 matchup. From then on, Cat has definitely shown why he's here and what his role is. And he's doing his role at a great job. Right, Ja?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's been we haven't seen the dumb Cat that was playing throughout the regular season, like getting all stupid fouls, always complaining to the ref. Like, we've seen him be super aggressive and playing solid defense, knowing the rotations, moving those, sliding those feet, getting in position. He's been on a tear, man. He's been on a tear.
Definitely. We got to talk about OG and Anobi. He hasn't been healthy the first couple of years throughout the seasons. There's always been something with him, or he get to the playoff time. But this year, him just, even though he did have a little scare as the season from the winding down, he got hurt during the oh gosh, what series was that? That was the Sixers series.
Series.
Yes, and from then, coming back, he looks good. He's still not 100%, but and OG and Anobi, man, this year. Definitely. You gotta give it up to him, man. When he's healthy, he is on his game. He's one of the best 2-way players in the game.
Oh, absolutely. And it was definitely a travesty on why he made second team all defense and not the first
I agree.
team.
I know why though, but go ahead.
Because the dude is just flat out amazing. On defense, you can have him guard 1 through 5. It really doesn't matter. He's big enough to guard any 5, any 4. He's fast enough to guard any 1 or 2. He's the glue guy that gets everything started. He's gonna be able to cut. You don't need to call any plays for him, and yet he can still drop 20 points in a game. That's the guy that you need on your team. There's no plays called for OG. He ends up open at the 3-pointer. He's gonna slash. He's gonna cut when his need be. His defense is number 1, but offensively he's been on point. Now like you said, he's not at 100%, because when he was at 100%, he was legitimately the number 1 player on the team throughout that Hawks series. But can't say enough about OG.
Josh Hart, the heart and soul, man. Let me tell you something. Josh Hart, as soon as he came to the Knicks, you saw a difference in the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Intensity, defense, hustle. He brought that to this team these last few years. And now that he has had a chance to be in the finals, I hope he can keep that intensity up for these Knicks to give him a chance to get a championship.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that intensity gets ratcheted up with Josh Hart, man. He's another glue guy, but basically, man, he's the garbage man. He's the garbage man. He's the man that does all the dirty work, all the stuff that don't show up in the stats, all the energy plays. He'll guard anybody. He'll bring the ball up. If you test him, he's gonna knock down those threes. They just got a great cast of guys together that all the pieces just fit, man. It's amazing to watch.
Mikal Bridges, everybody was getting on him this season because he wasn't doing the job that he was supposed to do. All those picks that we gave for him, it's like, was it worth it or not? He was inconsistent throughout the season, but you saw what you was going to get for him when he was having those good games. You saw from last year what you got from him in the playoffs. And let me tell you something, man, that game 4 from then, from the Atlanta Hawks series. So now Mikal Bridges is showing why we got him and why he was supposed to be a Knick. And he is definitely got a lot of people talking different from about maybe a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, absolutely. He changed. He was the author. He had the pen, and he started writing his own story because people were definitely out on him. They were definitely out on him, and it was like, oh, we wasted the 5 picks, even though the picks was the taxes. It was just New York tax. That's basically what it was because he was with the Nets. So it was just New York tax. But at the end of the day, even last year, he showed up in the playoffs. So we knew that he was a big game player because he showed up in the playoffs and he was very consistent last year. And then this year, he had a rough start, but he's been on a heater and he's another guy. He's just anything that needs to be done to win, that's what it is. We got a bunch of winners on this team, and this is the time, man. This is just the time.
Yeah, definitely. Go to the bench real quick. Jordan Clarkson, Jose Alvarado, those guys coming in. Even you got to give out to Landry Shamet, man. Landry Shamet came on the team at the last minute because Malcolm Brogdon decided to retire. If it wasn't for Malcolm Brogdon retire, we wouldn't have had Landry. Landry Shamet better be buying Malcolm Brogdon like some dinner or like a retirement package, some gift or something like that. For real, I'm serious, yo.
I mean, well, the bench overall has been very good, but we're gonna spotlight on Landry Shamet because he was on the team last year, and Tibbs just didn't use him. And he didn't utilize him at all. And then, like you said, Malcolm Brogdon retired and he got his chance. And every time Shamet has had an opportunity, he has come up big. And I don't expect anything less in the finals because he's playing for a contract right now. Like he's playing for his NBA livelihood right now. He ain't going out there and being like 0 for 5. Nah. He ain't gonna do it.
Right. Last but not least, Mitchell Robinson. Now, there was some reports that came out that he broke his pinky finger, and we don't know if he's going to start in game 1 next week. We're hopeful. We're probably going to put a wrap, maybe. I will hope, but you're going to need Mitchell Robinson, man. Like when he's been on the court, he has been the defensive guy that for the bigs. He's been guarding the bigs. He's been the rebounding force. He even started hitting free throws little by little. Still not consistent, but he's been doing a lot better from last year. So Mitchell Robinson, please. He's the longest tenure Knick.
Yes. I was just about to say that. Yes, he is the longest tenure Knick. So there is no way possible that he's going to miss being in the finals because he was on. He's been on the team the longest, but remember, he was on that 2018 team.
Oh, yeah.
The worst team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The worst in the league. So you think that a little broken pinky is going to keep him out from the finals? Absolutely not. He's going to have that thing in a splinter. He's going to have that thing taped up. And I don't know, maybe it would help him shoot better at the free throw line, or maybe this would be the time for him to go ahead and go practice on the grandmama shot. And that's how he can start to try that. Maybe his free throw percentage will go up. But to grab the rebounds and the defensive IQ, we need Mitch. And I don't believe for a second that he's not going to play in not one game in the finals.
Definitely. Talk about matchups real quick. So I'm going to go through each team just to match up. So if we play the Spurs, right?
Okay.
Who is guarding Wembanyama? It's from the starting lineup. Who's guarding Wembanyama? Wemby.
From the starting lineup, I want OG.
Okay, and why?
I want OG because OG is strong enough to get up under Wemby and really make him uncomfortable and not get to his spot so easily. He's still going to get to his spots because he's 7'4", 7'5", but having a guy. When you're that tall, having somebody up under you and pushing you, and OG is solid, 250 solid, and he's not going to get to his spots as easily as possible. And OG is strong enough and defensively sound enough to stay with him and just make things difficult for him until Mitchell Robinson comes in, and then you go ahead and you play, continuously put bodies on him, man. Just put bodies on him. Because he's the only one that's a real threat for the Spurs. He's the only one. Once you shut him down or slow him up or get him tired, everybody else is not a problem.
Right. And then how about on the Thunder side, who is guarding SGA? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I would go with Bridges, and the reasoning behind that is because Bridges is the most disciplined defender that we do have. He doesn't go for head fakes too much. He may get his hand stuck in that cookie jar, once or twice, but overall, as in being a sound defender and just uh, playing the good defense where you're not going to go for the head fakes, you're not going for the blocks. He's not going to get deceived like that. So I would try my hardest to keep Bridges on him. Down towards the fourth quarter, I'll probably start to put OG on him. I'll throw Hart in there. I'll even throw McBride from time to time. I just need him to see different looks.
Right. I agree. And the last question before we get off this interview, what's your prediction? If whoever the Knicks, if it's a Thunder or the Spurs, what's your prediction?
All right. So if it's the Spurs, Knicks in 4.
Sweep. Okay.
Knicks in 4. If it is the Thunder, I have a very strange feeling about this one. But I say Knicks in 5.
Wow.
Knicks in 5 against the Thunder because they're dealing with a lot of injuries. They don't have too much ball handling. Shea is their only offense, and he hasn't really been good this playoffs. He's just been getting to the line. And I don't think that they'll be able to actually stop the Knicks offense. It'll be one game where Shea is going to foul bait enough to get to the free throw line, and they'll probably get one. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be at the Garden or it'll be in OKC. But outside of that, I think that the Knicks are going to understand, for the Thunder in particular, they're going to understand the mission, and they're going to go out looking to go up by 30 every single game, because that will be the only way that you can take the refs out of it.
Okay. I like that. I like your predictions. I'm gonna say for me real quick, if it's the Spurs, 5 games, Knicks win in 5. All right. I just don't think the inexperience, the youngness of them is not there to the Knicks. I think Knicks have a little more experience. Now, I will say with the Thunder, I say 6 games. Or it might go 7, but I would say 6 because I feel like they're going to get that one of those first 2 games. Definitely. They're going to get that. And I feel like maybe they'll get one in the Garden or maybe game 5 back at their place. And I just feel like Shea's going to have maybe a game or 2 where he's going to just break out. Yeah. I think they have other offense with McCain and if Mitchell comes back, I don't know if AJ Mitchell, because I don't know about Jalen Williams either. I think he's probably not going to be. But
with Mitchell, he has a strained calf, so he's probably going for this. He's probably
season.
Yeah. J-Dub may come back because it's a hamstring, but the days are not gonna
line up.
Yeah, right. The days are not gonna line up for him. So he may play in like 1 or 2 games, but I don't think he's gonna be that effective.
Got you. Yo, John Suttles, thank you. Family. How we do. We talk Knicks, and I can't believe it, man. We talked about this for years. It's here, and we can win it. And if they win it, we talked about we going to that parade.
Oh yeah,
we're going to that parade.
Going to that parade, man. Already have my bag packed. I'll be driving up there. Like I said, I'm wherever I need to sleep. Air mattress.
Come on. We ain't gotta go. We ain't gotta go through that. But I appreciate you, family. Thank you for coming on. All right. And listen, for everybody's watching, and tuning in on this Kurt Social Network podcast, thank you very much. You watched another one, a great one here, and I hope the Knicks can win the finals. And we're gonna find out and see. We're gonna talk, all right, on the next episode here on the KSN Podcast. I'm Kurt the Magnificent. Peace, love. You already know. Have a good night, y'all.